Okay, this is a bonus little video here, and what I'm going to do is just take a question from the exercise and go through it with you using this process here. But remember, with Edrolo, there are literally video exercise explanations for every question, so make the most of them, especially for this topic where people usually do find this a bit of a tricky skill. So this is just a bonus video. It's not in the notes, just in case you want a bit of a brush up. Get out a piece of paper. Let's see if we can do this. Okay. So here we have our precedence table, and we're going to follow our little steps here. The first of which is find the starting point. Our starting point is going to be A. We know that because it has no precedence. Next, we're going to finish our finishing point. Okay, we know that I is going to be a finishing point because I is never a predecessor. Is there anything else? What about H? H is going to be a finishing point because it's never a predecessor. G is never a predecessor. Is F a predecessor? It is. Is E? Yes. D? Yes. C? Yes. B? Yes. A? Yes. Next, we want to identify any dummy edges, and we do that by seeing if there are any different combos here. Now, we should recognize a few of them. For instance, look, we've got A and AD. That must mean we have a dummy edge from A to D. What else? We have E and EF. That must mean we have a dummy edge from E to EF. So from E, to F. We have a dummy edge from E to F. Perfect. Anything else? No, everything looks pretty good. Bang. Do we have any joined edges here? So any place where we're going to have a joined edge. Doesn't look like we are, which is cool. No joined edges. You know, our dummy edges are kind of joined edges, but we're not going to say that they're strictly joined edges, so we've done that step. Now it's time to draw it. Okay, we begin with our starting vertex. Start. Emerging from our starting vertex is going to be A. Okay. Then, emerging from that, we're going to have both B and C. Both B and C have A as their predecessor. So we're going to draw our lines out like this. This will be B. This will be C. Line. Line. Perfect. Next, we're going to have D emerge from B. So here is D. Right there. Next, we're going to have A and D emerge from E. Okay. Now, we have to be careful here. Before I do any of this, I'm going to do my dummy edge. So this is saying from A connected to D. So here's A. Here is A right here. And I need to connect it to D. So I need to do a dummy edge to the end of D right there. Like that. That's D. Okay. Now, what I need to do is draw a line from E coming off A and D. So I need to draw a line like this. There is E. And now I just like to double check this. So this is saying E has A and D as a predecessor. And sure enough, if I look at this, here is D as the predecessor. And here is A as the predecessor through the dummy edge. So that now works. Next, I need C, or I need F coming off C. So here's F. Perfect. So F has C as a predecessor. Done. Next, G has B as a predecessor. So G has B as a predecessor. Now, this is interesting because look, B is over here. So that means this is going to get a little ugly here, people. But that's okay. I'm going to do this. Now, that's ugly, but that's fine. Because B goes all the way over there. Now, this line here, this edge, is what I'm going to call G. And it's going all the way to the finish one. Because as you can see, G has B as an immediate predecessor. And G is going to be where this thing ends. Okay, so that's done. Next, I have E. Now, before I do anything, E to F. So I'm going to have to draw a line from E to F, and that's going to be a dummy line. Dummy. And then from E and F, I have I and I. Oh, sorry, before I can do that, I can deal with H first. So H has E as a predecessor. So I can just draw a line straight to there. That's H. And now I can go to E to F. All right, so that means I'm going to have that, and that's going to be I. And as you can see here, this is saying that E and F, so E through this dummy edge and F are both predecessors to I. And then I'm all done. So that's what it's going to look like right there. Now, as I said, There are different ways of making this look different. For instance, if I grab the solutions here, give me a second. Here they are. All right, let's have a look here. So as you can see, as Rollo has drawn this, like all the connections are going to be the same, but obviously theirs just looks a lot better. But as you can see, you've got A coming off it, then you've got B and C coming off it, then you've got a dummy edge coming to the end of D, as I have here, and then you've got G. Now, as you can see, their G looks like that, but it's still coming off B and going to the finish. That's fine. Then I have E, then H, then at the end of E, they have F there. It's all the same thing. But remember, if you ever get stuck on Ed Rollo, not only can you follow this process, but look, they've got videos. So no excuses, people. You've got all the resources here for your success. It's just a matter of who's going to use them. All right, hopefully you found this helpful.